Hi everyone, in this video we're going to first go over how to configure a summary default route in EIGRP, and then we're going to configure a leak map just in case we want to have a subnet that we don't want to be a part of that summary. And I'll show you what I mean by that in a second. So it should be a pretty short video, but let's jump right in. So on R1, I have a bunch of, and let me clean that up a little bit. I have a bunch of loopbacks that I'm advertising in EIGRP. For all of these addresses, from R3 and R4's perspective, they have to go to R2 to get there. So from R2, what we're going to do is we're just going to configure a default route. And what we can do too is on R3, let's do a show IP route EIGRP so we can take a look at the table. So here's what the table looks like right now, with the next hop being router 2 on all the routes. So let's go on R2. We're in the named mode. So we're going to do, I'll spell it all out for you, IPv4 unicast autonomous system 100. And we're going to go into the AF interface for gig 1234, because this is the interface that we want to advertise the summary route. So in here, we do summary address. We're going to do a default route of all zeros. And now let's go to R3, show IP route EIGRP, and there we go. Now we have a default route. And we can still ping, so let's try to ping 1.1.1.1. Success. So that's really it. Pretty easy to configure a summary route in EIGRP named mode. But what if we have, on R2, let's say we have this loopback that represents a network that for some reason we don't actually want to be a part of the summary. And what I mean by that is we don't want it to be suppressed by the summary. Because on R3, all of the networks that are in the default net range are suppressed. So let's go to R2. And you might be thinking, why would we do this? But there are some valid business reasons. But in this video, I just kind of want to focus on how to do it before we look up some use cases. So what we have to do is, on R2, the first thing we have to do is create a prefix list. So let's create a prefix list. We're going to call it loopback2. And we're going to permit 2.2.2.0/24 because that's actually the prefix of this subnet. Then we have to create a route map. We'll call it leak back. And this is going to match the interface. Or sorry, we're going to match the prefix list that we just created, which is loopback2. So again, the logic here is pretty simple. We're matching this prefix. We're permitting it in the route map because this is actually the leak map. So we're going to want to leak what's matched by this prefix list, and then we're going to deny everything else. So nothing else is going to be leaked. So again, we go back in a router EIGRP CCIE, address family IPv4 unicast autonomous system 100, AF interface gig 1234, and again we go into that summary address command, but this time we have a leak map option, and all you have to do is specify the name of the leak map, which in our case was leak loopback, and if we go to R3, there we go. So we're receiving the default route, and we're also receiving the 2.2.2.0/24 route that we specified in our leak map. If you have any questions, leave them below. I know this is a pretty short video, but the configuration isn't too complicated for summary routes or leak maps in EIGRP.